Welcome. On the World of the Design stage, Norway is having a moment. We are thrilled to debut the Norwegian makers at ICFF and Wanted Design Manhattan, May 15th through 17th at the Javits Center in New York. And we are very excited to welcome notable Norwegian design and furnishing companies today in our Meet the Makers series, which I hope we continue. By the way of background, the Norwegian design industry, a division of the Federation of Norwegian Industries, is expanding its presence in the US this year, sharing a fresh, ultra-modern take on sustainability, functionality, and contemporary aesthetics that make up the products of Norway. With its breakout debut in the US market, Norwegian interior design takes its well-earned and distinctive place. So we are going to introduce each of our amazing panelists here today, and then they're going to take it over and talk about their intriguing companies, and then we'll go into a Q&A. So first up, we have Daifaset with Inger. Take it away.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for letting us attend to this webinar. We really appreciate that. My name is Inger Sjøli, and I'm the Sales and Marketing Manager at Sykkylven Stål, the mothering company of our brand Dyfosit. We are located on the west coast of Norway in Sykkylven, which is considered to be the Norwegian metropole of the furniture industry. Our story dates back to the 1950s, where we began producing components and frames for the industry, which we still do 70 years later. We've had a central role in developing the Norwegian furniture industry, and our competence has led us to create possibilities to this industry that they have never seen before. Our pattern functional system for seating furniture show incomparable comfort and incredible design freedom. None of our products has seen the US market yet. We are so very excited to be present with Dyfosit Reflexor Movements at ICFF.
Well, thank you so much. That was wonderful. And now we're going to turn it over to Jørgen of Akund.
Hi, my name is Jørgen. I'm the CEO and the co-founder of Akund. We mainly produce Norwegian design classics from the 50s and the 60s in the mid-century here from Norway. We're located on the southwest coast of Norway, and we mainly produce our products here in Norway, but also other places in Europe, such as Denmark mainly. What's very important for us, our manufacturing, is the craftsmanship, and it's the high quality in the products we sell. We never go into products without that issues. So we've done like a treasure hunt around Norway, getting all the rights to produce these lovely crafted legacies of the Norwegian design culture. Thank
Wonderful. You. Thank you so much. We're going to dive into that. So that sets us up perfectly for a little bit later. So thank you so much. Now we're going to go over to Anne Christine, and we're going to hear a little bit about Figgjo.
Hi, everyone. I'm Anne Christine. I'm the CEO and also co-owner of Figgjo. We're a family-owned porcelain producer in Norway. We're located on the southwest coast, and today we are the last full-scale porcelain producer left in the Nordics, meaning that we still produce here in Norway and we have not outsourced our production, which is kind of special. Our main selling points are that we produce very durable products that will last a lifetime. Our designs are typically Norwegian, I would say, clean, elegant lines, pure colors, and timeless design inspired by the rough nature that we are surrounded by. At Figgjo, we believe that quality and design combined with functionality makes the best products, and that's what we aim to bring to the market. Our process for production is very sustainable. We recycle everything from leftover unburned clay to glaze and heat from our ovens. We also repair damaged products, and we have only 4% waste in our production, products that don't hold our standards. But most importantly, I think in a sustainable perspective is that we use over 60% electricity from renewable energy in our production. In our industry, the porcelain industry, most manufacturers, they use natural gas or even worse, coal. And the last thing I would like to emphasize about Figgjo is our flexibility. We do custom designs and concepts with very, very low minimum quantity. I think it's world leading minimum quantity, and you can actually have your own custom Figgjo design for only 48 pieces. So that's the highlights from Figgjo.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for sharing, and I can't wait to dive in deeper a little bit. Next, we're going to turn over to Annette from Fran Oslo.
Yes, hello everyone. My name is Annette Hoff, and I'm the managing director of Fran Oslo. Fran Oslo is a family-owned company founded by my sister Sunniva and I to bring more Norwegian design to homes around the world. After working for Danish design brands for many years, we wanted to create something Norwegian, something different and unique from Norway. We have a desire to make timeless design and products of such high quality with a modern and sustainable signature that can last for generations. We are inspired by Norway's stunning natural wonders, how function plays a vital role in design, and many aspects of Norwegian daily life and culture. All of our products are designed by Norwegian designers. We emphasize the importance of the story behind the designs, and several of our designers have found inspiration in traditional Norwegian culture and furniture and brought this into designs of new products that fits in our homes today. We are proud to say that all of our products are 100% made in Norway by local producers. And for ICFF, we are bringing our textile collection, our wooden storage and hanging solutions, and some new wooden accessories. And we're very excited to be at ICFF this year.
Amazing. Can't wait to see it all. Getting me excited for ICFF. Okay, we're going to go over to Britta at Hedeland.
Yes. Hi, I'm Britta Mannert, and I'm a product designer here for Hadeland Glassverk. And Hadeland Glassverk is Norway's most popular glass and lighting company that dates back to 1762. We are known for producing traditional and bespoke glass and lighting products of superior quality. So we have a very rich and history and heritage that stretches over 260 years and has given us a very exciting product portfolio. Our factory is located close to Oslo, and we have a sustainable and flexible production facility surrounded by an amazing Norwegian pine forest and our beautiful Rans fjord. Thank you.
Amazing, thank you. And next up, we have Tina from Javits.
Hello, my name is Tina Öström. I'm the sales and marketing manager of Javits. We are located in the northern part of Norway, next to the Polar Circle. Javits is a Norwegian brand that is challenging the perception of one of the most essential items in the home, the doormat. By offering timeless Scandinavian design combined with high functionality and sustainability, we aim to shine a light on this long overlooked product. In the pile of all our Javits, we use recycled plastic bottles. We are very proud to build quality and long-lasting products in a category dominated by the opposite. Our first collection was launched in 2016. Today, you'll find a Javits range in Europe, the United States, and Asia. The core idea was and remains the same: high quality, a firm belief in environmental friendly and sustainable products, and a passion for great design. In short, a doormat you feel welcome to come home to.
Love that, thank you. And next up, we have Thor Anders from Luntz.
Hi everyone, my name is Thor Anders and I'm the CEO of Luntz. And Luntz is a leading producer and exporter of natural stone in Northern Europe. We were founded in 1962 and we're a family-owned company. Now, what we do is that we extract raw blocks of larvikite. This is done from our quarries in Larvik, just south of Oslo. So it's in the southeastern part of Norway. Larvikite differs from other natural stones, such as marble or granite, due to the mineral composition. So the larvikite mainly consists of the feldspar mineral. And it was crafted by nature almost 300 million years ago. And this happened at a depth where there was such a high temperature and pressure. It took almost 8 million years for the magma to harden and take the shape of this material. And this process gave the material a very unique appearance. And it also made it highly compact, so it doesn't require any sealing. And that makes it ideal for any kind of surfaces, both indoor and outdoor. And how we do this is that we extract dimensional blocks from the mountains. And then these blocks are cut into slabs by factories all over the world. And then we work with designers and architects in terms of designing either tiles or surfaces for furniture or worktops and so on. And the reason to work with our materials, or the reason why we are there, is that the world needs beautiful and lasting materials for a more sustainable future. Thank you.
Amazing, so interesting. Thank you so much. And last but certainly not least, we have Senja from Volver.
Hello, everybody. My name is Samia Stenchevski, and I'm the founder and art director of Volver. And Volver is a design studio and also a producer of premium handmade rugs. So our unique value proposition is that we combine contemporary Norwegian design with high-end traditional rug craft. And the very special core of our business is that we put a lot of emphasis on artisticity and individual design. So we collaborate with designers, architects, artists, and really give them a very creative, open playground. We also produce custom-made rugs and bespoke. So we collaborate also with architects and interior designers. And the rugs are produced by very skilled weavers, both in India and in China. And they are certified, ecologically certified, which is called like Green Label Plus. So our real ambition is to bring the best of contemporary Norwegian design into the homes and public buildings. And we are very proud to participate at ICFF this year and actually offer our talents and our quality to the American market.
Amazing. Well, thank you all for those wonderful introductions. So much better than me reading off some information about your company. So let's dive into it. Let's start off. A lot of you mentioned your inspiration coming from Norway. So let's start off with Norwegian aesthetics and crafts. Can you describe or delve into the artistic and the aesthetic inspiration behind some of your and just in general iconic Norwegian design? I know for some of you, it's rooted in traditional and history. For others, it's newly founded and design oriented. So I think there'll be some interesting responses here since we have such a variety of companies. So Britta, I'll start off with you. Why don't you take this one and then we'll see where it goes.
Yes. Well, I think for us, our history and heritage is our biggest inspiration. Hadeland has over 35,000 shapes in her historic archives, dating back 260 years ago. So that's pretty amazing. And amongst them, we have our classics like Maria from 1912 and Finn from 1916 that were like our biggest sellers back then, but also are today. So they have been our best sellers for 110 years. This is quite remarkable. And still they're produced the same way today, like they did back then. So it's kind of having that enormous treasure chest of designs and drawings, molds, that gives us the opportunity to bring life back to our classics and kind of take bits and pieces of our traditional designs and incorporate them into our modern designs for our clients. So kind of that way we always keep our Hadeland DNA in our modern creations. Yeah.
Love that. It's blending the two, right? So taking the history and, creating a modern look of it.
Exactly.
Yes, and also, how does region and location also shape what you all do? I know, Inger, you mentioned some of that. Can you delve into it a little bit more for us?
Yeah, sure. You know, as one of the odd ones in this, just make it clear that our functional system, Diffosit, provides the possibility of the aesthetic design true to the furniture manufacturer's unique expression and identity. You know, we don't have our own design, but it's the furniture industry that has to have they can make their own unique design out of the Diffosit. And of course, we are influenced by the competence and history that lies within this region. We are, like the other businesses in this region, affected both by inspiration, both by the dramatic nature, the harsh weather, the fjords. We have the big fjords, the histories and saga and fairy tales, like we say, and the culture. All these factors have shaped our organization, built up by fantastic and highly skilled people to be creative, solution-oriented, and open to new challenges. Yeah.
Great. And Jorgen, for your company, how does this all play in, from the street to the location? How do you approach it?
You know, our designs of the 50s and the 60s, the mid-century, the golden years of the, we think it's the golden years of the design industry in Norway, and a lot of designers from today is also looking back to the 50s and the 60s and getting inspiration. But I think the reason that a lot of these 50s and 60s classic didn't last was because of course, a lot of the industry went or get broke back, like in cause of this oil industry. But I think the designers that we have in our portfolio that lived in the 50s and 60s got a lot of influence from the of course the nature, the roughness of the nature, but also the elegance and the pureness of Norwegian nature and environment. And because there's just slightly difference between Norwegian and the Danish and also the Swedish designs. So but I think we have a little bit different design here in Norway, but it also is very individual from designer to designer, because we have, like, I think we have 15 designers there in our portfolio. So so they got inspiration and got the influence from each other, but also from a lot of other things.
Love it. Annette, I see you shaking your head in agreement. Is there anything you would like to add?
Yeah, I think like I agree, you know, with Jørgen and Britta. They have, you know, relaunched all the iconic pieces from Norway, and we also, our designers also find a lot of inspiration from traditional Norwegian furniture and our culture. But the products we have launched are new products, so they're find inspiration in historic furniture, but we launched something new. And I think something that's quite clear with Norwegian furniture is that it has a clear function. Like that, there is always a good function in the products, and yeah, we try to find, you know, the inspiration in old products, but to make them into a contemporary setting. So even one of the products we have is inspired by a product from the 1700s, but it's made for today's, you know, homes and our style today. So yeah. And like Jørgen mentioned, that the nature has an important role in Norway, even back then and now. We spend a lot of time outdoor. And I think sometimes we want to bring that feeling inside with using natural material. And yeah, the same feeling we get outside, we want to recreate at home with our interior and furniture. So I think both, you know, the historic traditions and also the nature can have a big influence on Norwegian design today.
And I would like to add, if I may, sure. I think it's very great that Jørgen says that, you know, the maybe the golden age of Norwegian design was in mid-century, but I think this team of ours that are also bringing the Norwegian design internationally, it's kind of a renaissance at the moment for the Norwegian design. And I think what all of us are doing actually now is actually to offer this hidden gems, both historical and new, to the market, and actually showing that the new Norwegian design is actually very strong and very diverse. So I hope that that's what all brands are showing, actually, that it is to be rediscovered and actually to be created again.
Yeah, I mean, look at just the breadth of your companies, right? I mean, it's amazing all the different products that you're making. And I think it's also what you all touched on, but we can maybe just dive a little bit deeper. It's all about the artisans and craft makers that you have, you know, as part of your companies and your teams that are so dedicated to producing these, you know, such quality to create these bespoke and customized products. So I think there's a thread here, right, that reflects communal Norwegian values and work ethic to make an extra effort. And how does that affect that final product? And I think Thor and Anne and Tina, maybe Thor, especially, I mean, the material that you're using, I think there's an extra effort there. And then we can have the others chime in.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me comment also on the location, because of course the Larvik kite is only found in Larvik, so that makes us very connected to the place and how this all was created. But when it comes to craftsmanship, there's a lot of knowledge going into and craftsmanship in picking out those pieces that really qualify, that can be used for surfaces, because that's also a big part of what we do. So there's a lot of expertise in this field to make the right choices in our quarries, and to also to be able to utilize as much as possible of what we are extracting every year. So, but I would like to, I agree also with what's been said about architects and designers, because we are really proud of what is happening within the design community in Norway today. And I say we are really proud that designers pick up on our materials and start using them and finding good ways to showcase them, because we can say that, okay, we have a unique material and it has can be very beautiful, but you have to put it in some kind of context and into products in order to make it really beautiful. And that's where that collaboration and that work comes in. So for us, it's extremely important for us to show our materials to designers and architects so that they know them.
Love it. And do you want to add on to anything that Thor just said?
Well, at least to your question from the beginning, as I perceived it, I think like the details, the efforts behind products, it's is really important. It's a big world out there. We're small, relatively small Norwegian companies. The competition is hard, so you need to have employees that put down that extra effort and has an eye for details. I think that's important, being a Norwegian brand. Well, at Figgjo, this is a Meet the Makers webinar, but you should actually talk to the people who produce the products. And at Figgjo, we have very highly respect the makers, the people that actually work in the production very highly. I have a company that has over 80 years of experience in porcelain production. They really care about every single product that they put out there. And to build that culture, even if you produce outside of Norway, but to have that kind of culture and people caring for details, I think it's really important if you want to make a product that stands out and does well in the international market.
For sure. Speaking of standing out, Tina, you guys have pushed the envelope when it comes to doormats and process and using different designers. How are you continuing that, and how I guess we can kind of dive into materials and color, and we can transition over there for everyone. But how are you pushing that envelope, and how are you working with your collaborators in that creative process?
Yeah, we are definitely feeling different from many of the other brands as we are only 6 years old. But the going the extra mile for how we work both with quality and design is highly important for us to kind of build our market. And especially in the category we're in, doormats as a low status product really requires us to convince the end consumer that this is different. That's why we're lucky to have one of our founders experience from industrial mats for his entire life, and Sonja's passion for great design. So by working with both quality, functionality, and design, and not compromising any of that, we feel that we've convinced consumers in many markets that doormats can actually be a design product in the entrance. I definitely think it's important, and maybe especially when it comes to sustainability, as that's not that's kind of not something you choose. You just have to. It's something you have to be a part of, and how hard you work to accomplish something within sustainability is probably determining how you will succeed in the future. So going the extra mile in quality in all aspects, I think, is very important.
For sure. And I think it's interesting to hear from, such a young company, and then we have legacy businesses. I mean, Britta, we're talking hundreds of years. So, but at all, Norway, I think what you all are doing is really telling the story about, original design and modernism and how they can come together. So Britta, maybe you can talk a little bit about, I know you mentioned it earlier, but about your creative process and how you all are continuing to push the idea, right? Taking that legacy and turning it into something for today.
Yeah, sure. So we have a very diverse and skilled design team here at Hadeland, which I am part of. And everybody's very engaged in every part of the process. We have often have that customized projects with clients that come to us, either with a specific idea that they have, with an inspiration that they want us to draw from, or they can have a completely blank sheet and we can come up with whatever they desire. So it always has this like brainstorming and briefing around with the clients, coming with ideas back and forth. And also we often visualize and help them kind of see the designs we come with and the ideas in 2D and sometimes maybe 3D, to visualize that in the given space or in their homes, so they can actually see how this is going to look before we create this product. So that's a very good tool that we have. And then once we've landed on a design with the client, then of course the process starts with technical solutions and so forth. But and I think it's very important also that we have like a collaboration with our makers in production, and discussing possibilities and seeing where the limits are with glass and how we can solve everything. So it's very like in-house, our creative process. And of course we draw lots of inspiration from our archives, from our historical archives. Those are like golden for us. And we like to bring that forth in projects with our clients, and kind of finding new combinations and colors. And so that's kind of what we do before finalizing the product.
Love it. And Anne, you said you're also a family-run business. How does that work? And how have you all kind of evolved over the years, or continued to kind of push the envelope when it comes to color and material?
Design for us is kind of three-sided. We use internal designers or external designers. They come with their ideas and what they want to that Figgjo should produce and present. But when we bring out new products to market, we of course use their ideas, but then we also contact our distributors, our sales force out in the world. So we get input from them. And then finally, when it comes to Figgjo, there's always a chef involved because as you probably don't know, but we mainly produce for the professional market, and professional chefs are the end customer that we want to make enthusiastic. So we always ask for their input, and it's important because if they don't find it interesting or see that this will work, we won't succeed with the product. So that's when it comes to shapes. When it comes to colors, this is something we constantly develop at Figgjo. It's a new thing. We used to be a white brand, but since 2012, we developed colors and color techniques. So we bring out new colors to be relevant and to work with these architectures and the end clients, like Britta says, and to Anders, for them to have a special color, a special technique that can enhance their business or their project. It's really important these days. So today we have 50, 60 different kind of shades that we can apply to our bright white porcelain. Did that answer your question?
No, that's perfect. And I'm coming with you with the chefs to do some amazing tastings, I'm sure.
Yeah, we have a lot of great chefs in our area as well.
Yeah, that's true. You do have an amazing F&B scene. Jorgen, do you want to add anything? I know this is also, important to you all in terms of, with materials and the creative process.
Yeah. The classics that we produce was mainly, and today is mainly also sold in the ordinary materials such as oak, mainly oak, a little bit walnut, but and most of the end users that are choosing leather, for example, is choosing black ones. So it's a lot of black, some brown leathers as well, but these days we are trying to get in fabrics with colors in. So for the ICFF we are bringing some nice fabrics, trying to get some more colors and some more feminine attached for the products, these classic products. So. But we also use just the best suppliers that we can get from local suppliers, and local suppliers for us as Scandinavians. So we mainly use suppliers in Sweden and Denmark and Norway. But we like to play a little bit with colors as well.
I think one of the other threads that we've touched on, and I love what Tina said, I even wrote it down, that sustainability is not a choice, it's a way of doing business, but how important sustainable practices are, such as upcycling, recycling, circularity of pillars. So let's talk about that impact and what you all are doing and why it's not just good for the environment, also good for business. So Senja, I see you shaking your head. Do you want to kick this off? And then I can go around.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, sustainability now is almost like I call it a hygiene factor. And of course, it's not so easy always when you're down in the value chain. So it's a constant work on improvements. And in the rug industry, there has been really big changes towards that during the last 18 years I have been in the industry. And it's very positive changes because our clients are also always asking for the certification. So Volver rugs are Green Label Plus certified, which means that you actually have to document every step of the process and also the materials and also how the products are faded out of the life cycle. So, but of course, rugs are pretty simple comparing to, for example, furniture. But we still have to take a full responsibility for that. And so, of course, the pressure from the market when it concerns sustainability also puts pressure on the producers, which is very good. So, for example, as we produce also rugs in India, India is a little bit behind on this kind of developments, but they are now working hard also to be able to compete internationally. So then, for example, myself, I'm always requiring, specifications to be met. So it's very good. It's a good pressure on each other, and then actually to make it also a new standard in the industry, I think.
Amazing. Annette, I know it's very important too to Fran Oslo. Do you have anything that you all are doing or looking at these days in terms of sustainability? Or is it just ingrained in everything that you all do?
Yeah, well, in general, I think we believe that we have a strong responsibility for how our operations affect the environment. And yeah, that's why we seek sustainability in each step of the journey. And since we do have the local producers, we can keep a close eye on and continuously evaluate how the products affect the environment, also the production. But I mean, yeah, we use certified materials, wood. We always try to see, is there something better we can do, with the wool. We use Norwegian wool in some products. So yeah, we always try to see how can we make the production and the products even more environmental friendly, also when it comes to packaging and different things. So I think in general, that's an important aspect in Norwegian life to think about sustainability in every step of the way.
Right. And I think it's important for, US specifiers and consumers to know that, right? Thor, how do you handle it in the stone, in your world, in the stone world? Sustainability.
Yeah, of course, we believe that it's essential to be relevant in the future to deliver on sustainability. So we've been working very thoroughly starting with the strategy on how to approach sustainability, and that means both for the environment, for the social aspects, and also into governance, to really identify where we can make a difference and where natural stone can be a part of a solution for a building or furniture industry for the future. So, but when it comes to some thoughts about sustainability, of course, it starts with design also here, because it has to be aesthetically appealing so that you want to keep something for a long time. But then it's also about, I think, choosing the right materials. So depending on the use or what it is, that you find the materials that are long lasting, that they are also energy efficient, meaning that not only when it comes to production, but also through the whole life cycle when it comes to maintaining a product or how to keep the materials performing. So if you have materials that need low maintenance, that's of course a big advantage. But then also we are looking into how our materials can be reused. So we are looking into systems, into fixing our materials to different products so that they're easy to take off again and to be reused so that you can either sell them or use for another product. And of course also that being with that our materials are natural materials and nothing is added to them means also that the day that they are to be recycled, these are clean natural materials going back again. But what we also think a lot about is the reuse also of the land where we extract materials, because this is also a very important aspect, not only the reuse of the material itself. So we make also plans for how these areas can be reused in the future. Because I mentioned earlier, we're a family-owned business. I'm already 5th generation working with natural stone, and we are from Larvik, living in Larvik, and of course we care also how this is going to look the day that we end the extraction of the materials. So this is very, very important for us. So, but these can be used for housing, for industry, for solar parks. There's so many possibilities for the materials. And I think the last big aspect for us is utilization, to reach a 100% utilization of what we extract every year, because this is extremely important for minerals. And we have a goal that to reach this within 2025.
Ah, that's amazing. 5th generation. So You were born into this without even knowing that this would be your life's work. I love it. And Anne-Christine, you started off with your explanation explaining that, did I get it right? You only have 4% waste. Is that what you said at the beginning?
Yeah. And even those 4%, we don't throw them away. It gets picked up from a local entrepreneur company, and they use it as filling for when underneath the asphalt. So yeah, it's all those small things. Again, like everyone can do something in each step of production and each step of sourcing materials. I think it's really important. And to be honest, I think you mentioned it also. It's good for people and planet, but it's good for business also. And I don't think that figure would be able to produce in Norway. Norway is a high cost country if we didn't care for all our resources and our energy consumption and yeah. But I want to emphasize one thing, and the most sustainable aspect is to produce and make and buy, as private buyers as well, products that last, like products that can stand the test of time for design wise, and also that last for a long time. So yeah, that's my view on the sustainable production and sourcing.
Love that. Yeah, all the details add up, right? You never know which one is the one that makes it. Okay, so, and I think part of this too is the technology and, you know, the behind the scenes process that you all are using. And I know a lot of you are doing, leading with some groundbreaking achievements. And so I'd like to dive into that a little bit. And Inger, I'd call on you because I know robotics is part of your process. So can you explain a little bit about what you and your company are doing?
We are a technology-driven company, of course we are, and we have developed all our products for production. And we use the latest technology with a huge quality promise. With this technology, we achieve a competitive price. That's the most important thing we do too. And it's no doubt that technology is an important factor also for the sustainability innovation. It also allows us to reduce waste and increase quality beyond what man-made products would compare to. It saves resources both in cutting waste by using the materials more efficient and cutting production errors. So the quality we produce is a high technology-driven company.
Anyone else want to chime in? Anyone doing anything interesting on the tech front?
Well, we're not a producer ourselves, but we are working with the best producers we find. We're a young company. We have long experience in industrial mats, and we're lucky to work with producers using recycled materials in their products. That's one of the reasons why we are searching them and cooperating with them. They are recycling plastic bottles, making spinning yarn and woven mats of the recycled materials. And what's really great about this, it's always good to use recycled materials in your products, but often you'll see that you reduce the quality when doing so. The really good thing about using recycled PET in our products is that it increases the quality. So we have a very strong, it increases both the quality and the functionality in our products. We're 6 years old. We still haven't seen a worn out haymat. We're sold in the secondhand market in Norway at prices like 20% lower than new price. So we really feel that we've accomplished something. So I definitely agree with, I think it was Anne saying that it's very important to buy and focus on products that are really lasting. And that's really one of the ambitions we have for our products.
All right. Yeah, durability is key. Go ahead, Senja.
I'd like to add, I think what is like common, I think, for Norwegian design is actually this symbiosis between the design and manufacturing. You know, when both drive innovation and also the high quality, because a design ethos is very strong in Norway. So the designers would always challenge the producer in a way, but the producers having the know-how, the technological know-how, would also, you know, increase the quality of the product. So it becomes kind of like this increasing cycle of collaboration between the designers and the producers. And so that's why it's actually resulting in such durable and beautiful products. So I think that is actually very special for the Norwegian design industry.
Yeah. It's a perfect recipe for success, right? It marries the craft with the production, you know, with the materials and the technology. So all amazing points. I think you guys have shown so much about, you know, all that you do. Ingrid, did you want to add anything or go back?
Yes.
To
yeah, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Yes, I'd like to do that because like we have 70 years of experience starting for a one-man production. So now we have all the technology and a technology-driven company. So our production is we use laser for cutting, robots for bending and welding, where we have left mounting and the quality assurance, that's the human resource. Our tech-driven production assures that all our products are 100% every time. But of course, the quality and the mounting, that's what the human resources are. But as a production, it's a technology-driven company. That's so important in order to have the cost down, because like Norwegian, it is a really high cost level to produce. So that's why it's so important. And that's what we are making the new robots that is coming into the production in a couple of months. So we are investing all the time in a new robot and the new technology. We are looking always for the new technology within both robot and the welding.
Amazing. Well, this has been such a great conversation. You know, some of the key takeaways have been durability and longevity, quality, sustainability, craft, technology, collaboration. I think it gives so much insight into the country, the culture, and, you know, the stellar design that is Norwegian design. So I just want one final word from each of you, if possible, for the US and global markets, especially since you're coming to ICFF in just a month. What's the biggest kind of takeaway about Norwegian design? You know, what should we know? What would your final word be? Jorgen, I start with you because I see you first.
Yeah, we are a group of 8 brands that's coming to ICFF. We have a good collaboration on this common stand that the Norwegian design industry is putting together for us. For myself and my brand, all the audience can come and have a look at our wonderful Norwegian design classics. We have been treasure hunting Norway for these classics, got 11 pieces manufactured today, but we also have like around 70 more to come in our portfolio. So we just want to show the world some sustained Norwegian design with high quality and a lot of craftsmanship. And we make furniture that will last for generations. Thank you.
Awesome. Love it. Sir Andres?
Yeah, I think very short for me, but by choosing Norwegian design and materials, I think that you get clean and timeless design with lasting and responsible choice of materials. And that's an important thing to take away. Great,
can't wait to see them. Senja?
I think, as I mentioned earlier, I'm very excited about the new Nordic and new Norwegian design. So you can expect some classics, which are great. And you can also surprise yourself with new, bold, and exciting designs. And I think to spark this curiosity, that's why we are actually coming to New York.
Wonderful. Britta?
Yes. founded by King Christian VI 260 years ago, Hadeland is based around the quality of our products, and we treasure our traditional production methods, which is embedded in Norwegian history. So on that foundation, we are extremely excited to introduce our cultural heritage and classic designs to homes and businesses in the USA.
Amazing. Your history just is awesome. I love it. Annette?
Yes, well, we'd like to show, a Norwegian signature of value in our design, where art and beauty and is intertwined with the sense of usefulness. So you can see products that are both beautiful and nice to look at, but also useful and have a clear purpose. So yeah, we look very much forward to come to New York and to show what's Fran Oslo.
Great. Inger?
Yes, we are bringing unbeatable comfort to the US this May. Nothing can beat the experience and the feeling of level of comfort, the feeling of sinking down and into a chair that mirrors your movement and natural balances your body. It is unbeatable. It has to be felt and experienced. So we really welcome you to Inside Norway and to feel our comfort on our deficit reflexor movement.
Wonderful. Tina?
I think the biggest takeaways would be that we are dedicated to nature. We are really looking forward to show our products at ICFF. One of them we were happy to win a New York Design Award for last year. So we're really, really looking forward to finally have a fair in the US where we can actually showcase it. Yeah, and looking forward to our journey in the US market.
Well, can't wait to see everything. And last but certainly not least, Anne Christine. Oh, you muted yourself. Unmute.
Sorry. I think Norwegian design is under-communicated, and we should all, as a group, tell our stories louder and more. For me, Norwegian design, it stands for something that the world need more of: high quality, simplicity, and functionality. And like everyone's been saying, timeless products that last, that you can grow old with, and that you don't constantly need to rebuy. So I hope that ICFF will show the American audience that this is what Norwegian design and Norwegian brands stand for.
Wonderful. Well, I can't thank you all. And after this I was already excited, but after this conversation, can't wait to see what you have on display at Inside Norway, Meet the Makers, when you all debut at ICFF and Want to Design Manhattan this May, and hope to meet you all in person. So thanks so much for being here today.